Using all these plugins for like close to 6 to 7 years now just makes me realize that sometimes stock plugins are great and they're just fine and you can use them and they work. And they're free, which means you don't have to spend, I don't know, $3,000 on all this stuff. So today I want to go through making a folk vocal chain using stock Ableton plugins. And now that Ableton has its own little auto-tune, it'll be even easier. Okay, so here is the everything dry. It's being set to some sends right here. It's going to a plate reverb and a room reverb, and then a bit of a slapback delay. Actually, I guess I'll take those off because I guess we're kind of cheating if we use those. So let's take all those off, and this is what the dry vocal and guitar sound like.
Wait, don't you walk no further. Don't you know my humor fades by the day.
So first thing we want to do is add an auto-tune thing. Let's put on auto shift. I find this kind of works okay. It's not really my favorite auto-tune. I wouldn't use it outside of like the scale of this video, doing everything stock, but it's fine for now. Let's put it on, see how it sounds.
Wait, don't you walk no further. Don't you know my humor fades by the day.
Yeah, sounds fine. Let's go through an EQ now. We're going to want to roll off around here-ish. Every vocal's different, so make sure you listen to your vocal instead of just copy what I do. But regardless, I'm going to roll off some low end because we don't really need it.
Wait, don't you walk no further.
Now I have this node down here instead of up here because I want a more shallow kind of low cut. Let's put it around here. I want it to sound natural.
Wait, don't you walk no further. Don't you know my humor.
Then I'm going to click this headphone button so I can hear the frequencies I am ducking, and I want to cut around here. Let's just hold Option to steepen the quality.
Wait.
Then we can always press this arrow to get a bigger screen.
Wait.
Cool.
Fades by the day.
Let's add some air here.
It's just as cold, hoping it'll come soon.
Then we can get some clarity with this second node around, I want to say like 2K.
Wait.
There it is. There's the clarity. 3K.
By the day.
Cool. Turn that off and close that.
Lay down, it's just as cold as Vancouver.
Now that we've done some subtractive and additive stuff, you could also just do subtractive first, then your compression, all your processing, then additive after. Sometimes I'll do that. Right now, this vocal is kind of simple and it's well recorded, so it sounds good regardless. So yeah, time to go into compression.
Wait. Don't you walk no further.
I'm going to throw the glue compressor on, and then I'm going to go to just this area so he continues to sing. I don't have to keep pausing.
20 more days, 18 hours, I'll be stumbling my way.
So as you can see, the vocal is now very dynamic. I can increase the waveform size. It kind of just sits very similarly in relation to itself around here. Maybe just this. But we don't really need to worry about that. So for that reason, I'm going to kind of keep a moderate attack time and a moderate release time. I don't want to essentially like clamp down on those transients. The goal is more to have like an even vocal throughout the song.
I'll know exactly what the struggle's for. 20 more days, 18 hours, I'll be strumming my way through fields of flowers. And if I can find it hidden in my soul, I'll know exactly what to struggle for. 20 more days, 18 hours, I'll be stumbling my way through April showers. And if I can find what's hidden in my soul, I'll know exactly what the struggle's for. 20 more days, 18 hours, I'll be strumming my way through fields of...
So I backed off this first node. I wanted a little more presence. Like I want it to feel a little more up close, so I'm going to add some more low end.
I'll know exactly what the struggle's for. 20 more days, 18 hours, I'll be strumming my way through fields of flowers. And if I can find it hidden in my soul, I'll know exactly what to struggle for.
Now I'm just going to do an example with the with fast compression, because a lot of the times vocals will need kind of like quick clamping transients. This one doesn't, but I'm going to throw it on just in case, just to show you. I'm going to keep the ratio around 4. The attack should be fast and the release should be quite fast as well, so I'm going to move that down to maybe 8. We'll see how it goes though.
I'll know.
I'm going to turn the makeup off, which it is cool.
I'll know exactly what the struggle's for. 20 more days, 18 hours. I'll know exactly what the struggle's for.
So you can see how that clamps down just on those high parts, especially here.
I'll know.
So basically I'm using this compressor as like how I'd use an 1176, and I'm using this compressor how I'd use like an LA2A. Now let's set up some sends just with the stock stuff. Let's go through a hybrid reverb and see if we can get like a nice room tone.
Out of your room, you are your homeworst enemy. I hear your voice say it's gonna be alright.
Sounds good.
Anxieties are pouring out. I'm trying not to overthink while I'm thinking about you, but I'm hurting right now.
One thing you can do to make some space in the mix for the vocals, I'll just hop into these guitars and just, I'm going to assume cut around like 250-ish. 250 is a good masking, well, not a good, a heavy masking frequency. So let's cut around there.
Your homeworst enemy. I hear your voice say it's gonna be alright. Listen, darling, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, you see?
While all of my anxiety.
And then we'll cut a bit around where we boosted before, the clarity section, which is around 3K.
Out of your room, you are your homeworst enemy. I hear your voice say it's gonna be alright. Listen, darling, it's gonna be okay. While all of my anxieties are pouring out, I'm trying not to overthink while I'm thinking about it, but I'm hurting right now.
There, a little bit more space for that vocal. Cool.
20 more days, 18 hours, I'll be stumbling my way through April showers. And if I can find what's hidden in my...
If we need a de-esser, we can throw that onto, I forget how I made it before, but I do have a preset right here that we can use. Okay, so here's our makeshift de-esser. It's the multi-band dynamics little module from the stock plugin. Basically, you're going to use this high frequency slider to find where the S's are more noticeable. So for me, around 7K. And then for the ratio, you're going to have 1 to infinity, so it's going to be a limiter. And the attack and release time can be around 5 and 100. You can mess with this and see what works best for you, but disabling it sounds like this.
Out of your room, you are your homeworst enemy.
And with it,
Out of your room, you are your homeworst enemy.
so it just kind of smooths out those S's. For this vocal, I don't really think we need a de-esser, but if you need to make a de-esser, that's how you do it. Next thing I want to do is add a slap back delay. So let's just do a return track with a slap, and we will navigate over to some sort of delay, maybe echo, or maybe just delay. For this, we are going to take it off of the sync, and we can link it, doesn't really matter. I'm going to go around maybe 40 to 50. I just send the vocal to it.
Out of your room, you are your homeworst enemy.
Yep, and then we'll do a fully wet. Then we'll turn the feedback down.
Out of your room, you are your homeworst enemy. I hear your voice.
And then we can just blend it in.
Out of your room, you are your homeworst enemy. I hear your voice say it's gonna be alright. Listen, darling, it's gonna be okay.
All right, next I want to add a vocal reverb, which for me is like a lush, longer reverb to send the vocals to. Normally I'm not sending anything else to it, mainly just the vocals, maybe sometimes the like brief melodic stuff, maybe like a piano or something. But despite that, we just have guitar in this anyway. So let's throw a long reverb on there. Let's just do the regular reverb. We don't want to make it very muddy, so let's just filter it on the input.
Out of your room, you are your homeworst enemy. I hear your voice say it's gonna be alright. Listen, darling.
And then one thing we can do to make it not clash with the vocals is we will sidechain the vocals into this thing. So let's go to the vocal, and then we'll bring it down. So when the vocals are singing, when the vocals are in effect, I guess, it's going to cut the effect. And then when the vocals stop singing, it's going to boost the effect.
Out of your room, you are your own worst enemy. I hear your voice say it's gonna be alright. Listen, darling, it's gonna be okay.
Then we'll just throw an EQ on there
Out of
and just take out the highs.
Out of your room, you are your own worst enemy. I hear your voice say it's gonna be alright. Listen, darling, it's gonna be okay.
Cool, and now let's just send a little less.
Out of your room, you are your own worst enemy. I hear your voice say it's gonna be alright. Listen, darling, it's gonna be okay.
And then if you want to make it sound a little more, add a little more presence, add a little more brightness, kind of like what Fresh Air by Slate Digital will do, which is free, by the way, so you can just get that instead. I'm going to throw an OTT on there, but just have it really, really slight, like 15%, maybe even less.
Out of your room, you are your own worst enemy. I hear your voice say it's gonna be alright. Listen, darling, it's gonna be okay. While all of my anxieties are pouring out, I'm trying not to overthink while I'm thinking about it.
And that's it, very simple. Let's do before and after. So this is before all the plugins.
20 more days, 18 hours, I'll be stumbling my way through April showers. And if I can find what's hidden in my soul, I'll know exactly what the struggle's for. 20 more days, 18 hours, I'll be strumming my way.
And then with the modulation.
Fields of flowers, and if I can find it hidden in my soul, I'll know exactly what to struggle for.
Now, if you want an even better vocal chain, a little more detailed, a little more complex, this is available in the store. It's all stock as well, so you can just download it and drag it into Ableton 12, specifically Ableton 12. It doesn't work on anything before that. It's got all this dynamics and EQ sections, this little de-esser section, and all the space and modulation sections, so it's really easy to get nice tones with. But if you don't want to get that, just use what I showed you today. Hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.